In this video, you're going to learn two terms. One is called formulas and the other one is called substitution. So let's start with formula first. Formula is something not new to you. For example, if you want to find the area of a triangle, what shall we do? You should know the base, right? So we call it B. You should know the height of the triangle, which is called H. If we use capital letter A to stand for the area of the triangle, you can now write it as base B multiplied to height H over 2. To simplify it, you can just write BH over 2 equal to A. This is a formula. Another formula we can talk about it here would be, how do you find the volume of a cuboid? For example, the base is a rectangle, say is A times B, and then the height will be H. If we use V stand for the volume of the cuboid, so first of all you have to find the base area, which is A times B. Next, you multiply to the height of the cuboid. So that's why the volume of a cuboid can be found by this formula called A times B times H. Now you have a very brief idea about formula. You can see that it consists of several variables, maybe length, width, height, volume or area. There may be 1, 2, 3 variables, or even 1, 2, 3, 4 variables. So as a result, how we call formula would be, so you can see the sentence in the notes here. A formula is an equality, that means something equal sign, relating two or more variables. For example, in the area of triangle, the formula is relating area to the base and height. While for the volume of a cuboid, you are relating the volume, which is a variable, to the base width, base length, and also the height of the cuboid. It is not difficult, right? Now we come to look at what's the meaning of substitution. For example, we go back to the formula of finding the area of the triangle. Let's say now I tell you that the base will be equal to 5, the height will be equal to 6. Can you find the area out? Yes, of course, it's very simple. Can you see that when you put B to be a 5, H, the height to be a 6, by using the formula BH over 2, you've got that the area will be 30 square units. To this concept, you are using substitution because you are substituting or you're putting B to be a 5, H to be a 6 into the formula called A is BH over 2. That's the meaning of substitution. Again, it is not very difficult, right? Now we come to take a look on the following expressions, whether they are formula or not. The first one, A equal to 0, is not a formula because it just tells you the value of A, but it's not a formula to finding some variables, right? So that's why it's not a formula. While B will be a very precise one because it's relating X and Y by this formula called X equal to minus Y. Similarly, C is also a formula because you are relating P, Q, R, S in this formula. Even though there is a 10 on the right hand side, you can understand it as like P plus Q equal to 10 times of R plus S. So it's a kind of formula relating P and Q on the left hand side, R and S on the right hand side in this formula. While for D, it looks like M and N, so they are variables in the formula. But if you look at the right hand side precisely, can you see that on the right hand side is M squared plus 2mn plus N squared, and it's totally identical to the left hand side. It is not a formula, but we will call it as, do you remember the term? Yes, that's very good. This is identity. This one is not a formula, but it is an identity because you will see that left hand side and right hand side, they are the same. Next, we come to take a look on some questions on substitution on the formula. Let's look at number 4 first. It tells you when m is minus 4, you want to find the value of k. So in presentation, we will say we put m is minus 4 into the formula, which is called k is m minus 2 over m squared. Next, you have k equal to minus 4 minus 2 on top and minus 4 squared at the bottom. Can you find a mistake I made here? Yes, very good. Do remember that minus 4 squared there should be a brackets because minus 4 squared means that it's negative 4 multiplied to -4, so which gives you a 60. So when you use calculator, you do remember to add the brackets in the calculator as well. Then you raise it to the power 2. After that, you can use calculator to check the value directly, or you can do it part by part, numerator, then denominator. Anyway, the answers comes up will be minus 6 over 16, and you check the calculator, it will be minus 3 over 8 finally. The question of substitution can be turned to a question of solving equation as well. Now take a look on number 7. So we do the same thing, we put x to be 4, p to be 12 into the formula, which is called p is x, y minus 4. The situation now would be, you see on the left hand side, p turns to a 12, x is a 4, but y is still unknown. As a result, it turns up to be an equation compared to the one in number 4. But the way we do it would be still the same. So first of all, remove the 4, which gives you a 3 on the left hand side, and on the right is y minus 4 here. So now can you read the answer for y directly? Yes, very good. It is equal to 7. So as a result, formula is nothing very difficult to you because it's relating some variables in the formula. While for substitution, it helps you to find an unknown. For example, in number 7, I want to find the value of y when the value of x and value of p are given to you. Lastly, let's take a look on number 12. It seems to be a very hard question. But anyway, it tells you a new formula, which is finding the volume of a cone. And then you have to take pi to be 22 over 7, like a primary school kid. R stands for the base radius, so as indicated in the diagram, while h stands for the height of the cone, so it's also indicated in the diagram. The first one will be very easy because you're asking to do substitution, and that's why we start with, we put R to be a 7, h to be a 9 into the formula that you have to copy it directly, 1 over 3 pi r squared h. So as a result, the volume will be 1 over 3 pi, as requested in the question, we pick 22 over 7. R squared would be 7 squared, that means 49, and h is a 9. By using your calculator, you've got 462. So it is the volume. The second question will be, now the volume will be 132, which is your v, base radius will be your r, respectively, and you have to find the height of the cone. So the question looks to be very hard, but is still doing substitution. This time we put v to be 132, radius to be 3, into, once again, the formula called v is 1 over 3 pi r squared h. So you have to do the question very patiently because now 132 on the left hand side, 1 over 3, 22 over 7 stand for pi, radius is a 3 square, and h is over there. So in order to find the h, so you divide everything to the left hand side. Yet it's still the calculator's job to help you to get the answer. Finally, you get a 14 in the question. But be careful that the question now is in word problem in order to ask you the height of the cone. So that's why you cannot stop at h is 14 this time, unlike A, which is asking you to find the value of v. But in part B, you have to precisely write in words saying that the height is 14 cm this time. This is the end of this lesson on formula and substitution. I wish you learned the chapter or the session very well. See you in the next session. Bye.